Confession time. I have walked past this overgrown mess every single day for months. It used to be this cute little waterfall pond feature with a little bit of mint growing around it. But somewhere along the way, the mint exploded and started taking over. I'd walk past it and I keep thinking, oh, I'll deal with that later. And honestly, I let it get out of hand. Just because sometimes I am so overwhelmed at the amount of things there are to do around here that I tend to do nothing at all. I told myself that someone else would eventually take care of it. Or maybe we'd hire some help to get it done. Or maybe it wasn't that bad. But if I'm being real, I avoided it because I was just overwhelmed. It's summertime. I have 3 kids at home. I have a lot on my plate. And so it's not just a garden, it's everything. You know that feeling when one small thing starts to feel like 10 big things? That is how I've been feeling. I'd walk by it and I think, oh, I don't have the time. Okay, I need a plan of how I'm going to do this. I don't have any real gardening tools. What if I mess it up? I was classically overthinking. I like to say that my perfectionism is just me being responsible. And the longer that I waited, the worse the mint got. Does this sound familiar in any area of your life too? So on a Monday morning, I just got tired of looking at it and it feeling like it was never going to change. I didn't really have a plan for the day, and I didn't really have a lot of energy to think one through. So I grabbed my gloves and I just started pulling the mint. That's it. I didn't really have a plan. I didn't have a timer. I didn't really have any expectations. I just asked myself, what's the one thing I can start doing? It was a really big mess. The roots were super tangled up. I was getting dirty, but as I worked, something shifted. My kids even came out to help. They were laughing, they were helping, they were pulling weeds, they were feeling like they were helping and being productive, even making little games out of it. And here, this thing that I had been dreading, it started to feel peaceful. It was slow, but it was coming along, and that feeling of dread suddenly turned into momentum. And I started to find the magic in the mundane. And here's what I realized. It wasn't about the mint or the pond. It was about me being stuck, overthinking, overplanning, avoiding things that felt a little too big to handle, that it wasn't the right time. But the answer is there is never a perfect plan. The answer is you just have to get moving. I got moving. One handful of weeds, one choice, one small shift in the energy. And that's where the magic started to show up, in the mundane. So I've started doing my mundane things on Mondays and hoping that a little magic will start to show up. So if there's something in your life that you keep walking past, a task, a dream, a drawer, a decision, an overgrown garden, whatever it is, I want to tell you this. You don't need a big master plan. You just need to start. Not perfectly, not even confidently, just start messy. I know that you and I have been carrying a lot, and it can feel like too much at times. But this might be your moment, just to do the one thing that you're capable of doing. So I'd love for you to drop a comment below and tell me, what's your version of this mint garden right now? What's the one thing you've been walking past, avoiding, saving for later, overthinking? There's no judgment here. Just name it. If you need a little support, and if you feel brave, go do one thing you can do today. Make a little progress without having to feel like you have to have the perfect without having to have the perfect plan. Just one handful of progress. That's all it takes. Thanks for hanging out with me today on this episode of Diary of a Doer. And if it resonated with you, share it with a friend who's maybe feeling stuck or overwhelmed. And remember, sometimes the biggest breakthroughs start with something small.